Hello YouTubians, I haven't updated in a while and I thought I would with a catch-up. April wrap-up of the books that I read during the month of April, and discuss what I'm doing for my to-be-reads in the books I have. So let us begin. The first book I read in April was Wool. And I started it the month before April and kind of read it for a long time. It took me a while to read it, but not because I didn't enjoy the book. It was because mainly because I'm in a bit of a reading funk. So my reading slowed down, and I just was getting tired at the end of the days and just going, nope, turning off and not wanting to read. But this book was amazing. I thoroughly suggest that if you haven't picked this book up already, then you should. I thoroughly suggest that if you have any patience and you're like me and you want to read on after this, maybe you should buy it and wait until Shift is out and then the third in the trilogy is out, because they are currently unpublished. And I am a bit upset about that because I want to know what happens. Oh! The next book I read during the month of April was The Wonderful Wizard of Oz by L. Frank Baum. I bought this copy a while back during my haul over the Christmas period, and I quite like the Penguin recyclable copies because it makes me feel a little bit saving the planet-ish. It's that feel-good factor of buying something. So yes, I very much enjoyed this book. It is not the same as the film, so if you're somebody who loves the film, I do suggest to read it, because actually it's nice to see the origins, it's nice to see the ideas, the way things were written. Really good book, very short, didn't take me too long to read, a couple of days. And after Wool, it was nice to read something that didn't weigh so much as it's hanging above your head. So yes, I do suggest that you read this. It was really quite a good book. I do want to find and get the other Oz World books because they do look a lot of fun to read. So that was the second book I read during April. The third book I read during the month of April was The Importance of Being Earnest by Oscar Wilde. It is a play. It is very, very short. It didn't take me long to read it, but it was worth it. If you've ever seen the film, the adaptation, but with Rupert Grant, and his name eludes me right now, it's a very, very good adaptation with some extra bits. This play, this book, this story is amazing. It's funny. It's the type of thing that you would expect to be written now. I love the muffins. The fighting over the muffins has to be one of the best bits. But this is a very funny little book, and it's well worth it because it's 60 pages, and I think everyone can read 60 pages. Everybody can enjoy reading 60 pages of a little bit of fun. It's not 600 pages, so it's not going to be something that you read and go, I need my time back. No, it's something you'll enjoy, and if you don't enjoy it, then you have no sense of humour. The next books I should say I read is F. Scott Fitzgerald's The Curious Case of Benjamin Button and 6 Other Stories. I have counted all the 6 other stories because they're his short stories and they're all really good standalone stories. F. Scott Fitzgerald is known in most of the booktuber community for writing Great Gatsby. I didn't enjoy the Great Gatsby. Unpopular opinion, I know. You can all tell me in the comments. But I absolutely love F. Scott Fitzgerald's writing. I love his style. I love some of his stories. And I think that if you're like me, you didn't enjoy Great Gatsby, then maybe check out some of his other stories. If you loved Great Gatsby, definitely check out his other stories, and why haven't you already? So starting with The Curious Case of Benjamin Button, this was the basis story of the film. I very much enjoyed this because it was completely different from the film. It was enjoyable. It was nice to see the real idea behind it, the real meaning behind it. In the film, it turns into a love story, but in the book there's so much more to it. There's so much more depth to the morals and the life of Benjamin Button. So I do think that it was a much better story than the film. The next story in this book was Head and Shoulders, which was a very cute, weird little story that just made me smile. From beginning to end, the interplay between the two main characters, the story that's being told, the strangeness of life and its occurrences, the fact that it's never as straightforward as everybody assumes it will be. As much as you may come up with a plan for your life, it may not turn out like you think, and I think Head and Shoulders is a testament to that. The next in this bind-up is The Cut Glass Bowl. This was a sad story. I didn't enjoy this one as much, but if you manage to get this, I do recommend not skipping over it and reading it, because it might be something that you enjoy. The next one was The Four Fists, that I loved. Best story out of all of these, in my opinion. That is definitely one that I just completely loved the idea of. It was fantastic. The next is Mayday, and then followed by The Oh Russet Witch and Crazy Sunday. All three of them I kind of enjoyed reading, although they weren't particularly... I enjoyed reading all of three of them, but they're not something that I probably would seek out to reread. I would definitely seek out to reread Four Fists, and Head and Shoulders, and probably The Curious Case of Benjamin Button if I ever get round to it. But I have so many books that I would like to read, and that is the entire wrap-up of April book reads. I know I didn't read that many in the ways of size, but I did complete my goal of reading 8 during that month. I am 5 books behind in total so far this year. I hope to make it up this month. So far this month I've read 1 book, and I'm currently reading Black Beauty by Anne Sewell. I'm not that far into it, but I bought it because it's a classic and I do like to read classics. Moving on to my to be read during the month of for the rest of the year, and I have made a little pot. Well, I didn't make this, but it is a to be read jar slash it didn't fit in a jar because I didn't have a big enough jar, so now it's a box. I had this because I really like this little biscuit tin. It is empty of cookies now, but now it is filled with names of books I have on my shelves. After I finish one book, I reach in and I will pick one out, and that is what I will read. No ifs, no buts, no maybes. It will not stop me from buying books and adding them to it, but I think that the randomness will be good for me. It means that I won't leave books to the wayside to read books that I have wanted to read more often than not. I have replaced that book with another book that I bought, and again it just gets left to it. So this is my little to be read tin. It has not stopped me from buying books. I have bought 2 books this month. So far I've bought City of Glass by Cassandra Clare, the 3rd in the Mortal Instruments series. I am looking forward to reading this. The name is in the pot, and I will look forward to when I pull that name out and go, yes, I can read it. The next book I bought was World War Z by Max Brooks. I very much have wanted to read this book for a while and own it. I love zombies, and I love dark stories. I love survivor stories. I love the concept of zombies and the apocalypse and things like that. So this is definitely a book for me. I am looking forward to reading it. The name, as I said, into the tin, and hopefully I can pull it out. I will still continue doing wrap-ups and talk about each book that I've read. Thank you for watching, YouTubers. This has been the April wrap-up. I will see you in the next video. Wow.